Hey everybody, Brian here. In this video on a runner in this car here, I'm going to take about 8 or so or 9 minutes of your time just to show you what this car is all about. If you want any information on the car and you're living in Ireland, you're thinking about buying it, or you just want to know more about them, 086 843 1945. Brian's my name. And it's Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare, a family run business in operation for over 70 years. Looks like a nice day, right? You would not believe how hard it is not to get wind noise into a video. It is just ridiculous. Anyway, what is this car? This is Honda CR-V. This is a 2-litre petrol automatic hybrid. So a couple of facts kind of starting off. I'm sure if you're watching you might know this already. So this is going to be a self-charging hybrid. It's 184 brake horsepower. This is the middle spec called the Elegance, and it's a front-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive vehicle. If you're in Ireland, then that means road tax per year is €200. Normal real people will average somewhere in the region of, so I've had people report back to me 4.5 litres, 5 litres per 100 kilometres, but they'd be trying very hard. Normal people will average somewhere in the region of about 5.5, or if you're doing more high speed motorway driving consistently, maybe up to 6 litres per 100 kilometres. So realistic range, somewhere between 5 and 6 litres per 100 kilometres. We sold Hondas from 2012 up as far as 2023. We are predominantly a Hyundai dealer these days. But just one point to note, we sell tons of Tucson. Great car, loads of people in Ireland. Ireland's best selling car. The thing about these was people wanted them because there was a really nice level of specification. But the other thing as well was they wanted something that was a little bit more unique and something that was less common. The people that enjoy them tend to like the fact, look, there is some people that buy them that are Honda enthusiasts and they've always had Hondas and they won't drive anything other than Honda, fine. But the people I used to find when they switched from other brands, they bought a CR-V, they like the engineering in it, they like the look of the car, but they like the fact that they didn't see as many of them around. They liked having something that was a little bit different, but still, in my opinion, looks classy and upmarket. So there's lots of prestige cars that are out there, things like Mercedes, Audi, BMW, all those kind of cars. I think the people that kind of like these cars, they wanted something that was a little bit kind of, I suppose, classy but understated in a way. I'm one of those people, those prestige cars are lovely, but I just like these because you don't see them too often, that's all. And they hold value well second hand. We always sold them for, you know, we had to give good money to get them, but we sold them for good money because there wasn't as many of them around, so the market wasn't flooded, so they tend to hold value quite well. Let me show you around some of the features I really like in these cars. Okay, up front, so the headlights, we got a nice LED indicator, big long strip through there, I really like that. These are cornering lights, so when you're turning left or right, there's a set of these in the other headlamp as well. So these come on to light up the area when you're turning into a junction, really handy when you're turning into a dark junction. I like these daytime runners / parking lights. See the way they come down? The grille is sort of part of the headlight, and then it has a bit of a snout on the front, which is like the older 08 CR-Vs. I like that. More of a kind of a bull nose on the front of it. Down through here then, they even put LEDs on the fog lights down low, and there's little chrome surrounds. So when you're looking around the car, chrome in the nose, and then there's a nice skid plate on the front of the car down low there. And you'll see, and there's also one of them on the back as well. Sorry, I have to hide in the workshop because it's so windy, even though it looks absolutely lovely outside. Wheels in the car then, they're an 18-inch wheel. And then when you look down the side of the car, okay, so like what I talked about before, you have chrome in the front, you have those 18-inch wheels which are diamond cut. I like the fact that there's chrome along here which kind of links up the diamond cut wheels either side. There's a small little bit of chrome on the back bumper, there's chrome all the way around the windows, there's brushed aluminium looking skid plates. So they actually match the same colour that's on the front bumper. We'll see the way the chrome here matches the wheels and matches the chrome down the side. And then around on the rear then, you have another skid plate along through here which matches the rails we talked about and the skid plate that's on the front. There's a small little bit of chrome along the middle kind of section of the boot. Like the LEDs that we saw up front, there's LEDs which are quite nice. And like, do you know what, they kind of look a little bit unique. Well, maybe it's me because I'm used to the shape, but when I see them on a motorway, when you come up behind it, it's distinctive looking kind of lights. And I like the fact then that the indicators are a big long LED sort of strip as well. A lot of people that used to look at Volvos brand new like XC60, they used to consider this as an option as well. One thing that we do find these days is those people that used to buy things like diesel CR-Vs a few years ago and XC60 diesels, they're no longer looking at stuff, they're urban based and they really want something petrol hybrid and also automatic as well, we find these days. Tow bar in the car then, that's quite useful. They don't really tow very much, these cars, so if someone's looking at this and they're wondering about the tow bar, these cars actually only tow 750 kgs. So really, a tow bar is more suitable for something like a bike rack that you would stick on the back of the car. Well, I would take a bike rack, but a trailer really not so much. So In through here, there is a big boot liner. That would have been an optional extra, but it keeps the boot nice and clean. Down under there is some puncture repair facilities. But in this section, from about here forward, that's actually where the battery's located. There's a speaker in there. I like the fact that there's symmetry where there's lights on either side of the boot. And then I like the fact that you can pull this out. You can pull this out. And the seats will drop forward from that kind of motion, and you end up with this massive load area in the back that's pretty much as big as a small light commercial vehicle. See, in the while, there's plenty of power outlets in the car, but there is a 12-volt outlet in the boot. But there's lots more in the front as well. Right, a couple of things getting in and out of the car, okay? So you can lock and unlock the car, keep your fingers on that, and then it'll also bring down the windows if you want. Similarly, I lock the car, keep my finger on it, it brings up the windows, and it also folds in the wing mirrors as well. If it's dark at night or the headlights are in the on position, once you unlock the car, they also come on automatically. Now, this is keyless entry, so for most people, you should really leave this in your pocket. And then the way you get in and out of the car is very simple. Put your hand in, you'll hear the click. That means it's opened. Or similarly then, if you want to lock it, you just touch the little grooves. Lock. Once, locks the car. Second time, if you do it properly, folds in the wing mirrors. One thing these cars always did was way better than everything else. See the way those doors open at a really, really wide right angle. It's one of the widest opening doors I've seen in the cars we sell over the years. And then space-wise in the back, like we're saying, we sell lots of Tucsons. These definitely do feel bigger. So in terms of headroom, it just feels bigger. Like actually the headroom I don't think is much different, but there's definitely, it feels like there's more room around here. I've got nice LEDs up in here for either side. I got a tweeter over here. I've got a speaker down through there. I've got piano black along here, or sorry, gloss black even. Well, piano black I suppose. Nice beige leather inside, and then there's a wood trim over along through there. I got 2 USBs down through here, some ventilation. This is a one owner car from brand new. All these seats are in very nice condition. Drinks holders, armrest, and then these seats, from recollection, yeah, you can recline them a bit as well. Now you can do that in the Tucson as well, but they do recline a bit if you want a bit more space. But it just feels a little bit bigger overall. So when you're sitting in the car, just feels really airy. That's a coat hook, by the way. Really airy in here. It's just nice. Okay, up front, more piano black, more brushed aluminium, more wood trim, height adjustable seat, lumbar support for lower back. You have this. Oh yeah, sorry. You have this kind of quilted effect on the seats, which I think looks really nice. Same up here. It's upmarket and classy. That passenger seat is actually height adjustable as well. I think there's lumbar support. Yeah, there is. There's lumbar support for your lower back on that side. Nice peripheral support as well. Storage, that moves backwards. USB connectors in through there, HDMI, another 12-volt power outlet, gearbox, park, reverse, neutral, drive. Lift the handbrake's automatic, it turns off itself. You got a sport mode, an eco mode, or an EV mode. So you can ask the car to drive EV. I think I don't think there's much point in doing that because the car makes intelligent decisions by itself. Anyway, let it make the choice itself normally, because if you ask for EV, it'll deplete and then it'll have to recharge anyway. So I think it's nice as a display, but it's not really that useful. Sport, so if you want a more aggressive throttle response, and then eco, where it'll have a less aggressive throttle response, you know, it'll try and put you into battery mode anytime that's possible. Fuel, current battery charge, you don't ever have to worry about that. It'll do its own thing. And then over here, trip information, average speed, fuel efficiency, or you can have a display for, you know, where the power is running while you're driving, if it's battery or if it's engine or if it's recharging or whatever. I've got parking sensors on the front and the back. I've got a, oh yeah, this model has blind spot indicator over here, so when someone's on your blind spot, it'll actually warn you. But the other cool thing it has is traffic cross monitor. So when I go backwards, say for example I'm reversing onto a roadway here and I can't really see what's coming, it's actually going to give me warnings. So I can't see what's coming in the camera. For some reason, say there's a wall or whatever, it gives me an early warning before something actually comes into the visual field. So that's really, really cool. Cruise control's over through here, and you can have, you can tell the car how far you want to stay behind the person in front. Wipers are completely automated. Push button start is down through there. You can have a little chime when you're driving slow so people can hear you. If you're in electric mode, you have something to defrost down where the windscreen wipers are. Lane departure warning. So a couple of features here and here that'll try and keep you on the road if you drift out of the lane. Over there then Bluetooth controls. Lights are automated, so they'll dip when they meet traffic themselves. Over here, maps, or you can have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Different temperatures on each side of the car. Heated seats front on both sides. Leather chromatic wing mirrors, so that's wing mirror. Rear view mirror even, so it darkens itself when someone comes up behind you at night time. Conversation mirror, so it means one looks out through the window and one looks into the back seats, and then that's also a drinks holder as well. and then more LED lighting up front. One kind of quirky thing as well is the passenger has control over there for the central locking, which is kind of rare in cars. Let's go for a drive. One thing I really like on these cars, when you put your safety belt on, it's like a small thing, kind of tightens in. So remember, this is an automatic car. I can brake or I can drive. Selecting gears, in this case I'm going forward, that's it. So it's really more convenient than what a manual car would have been if you're coming out of manual. It's an SUV, so it feels high off the ground, so there's good visibility in all the windows looking around, and the cabin is nice and quiet overall. It's a nice place to be. Down here it just shows you a little kind of display for what's powering the car, whether it's battery or engine, and just looking around the cabin, like we're saying to you, I like sitting in these. There's nice visibility. You know, the seats are nice. It's just a little bit different. I like it. It's different than what you normally see. You see the paddles as well on the steering, right? So there's paddles on the right. They're for regenerative braking. So if I tap this one back, I can now feel a pull in the car. So it's actually slowing the car down without the brakes, but it's also it's also harvesting energy from the turning wheels. This is a big car, but to be fair, for turning with that gearbox setup on the hybrid, press a button and we're back in. It's really easy, and the visibility, I know this is the third time I've said it, the visibility is quite good. Big door mirrors as well. Power. So like you're saying, 184 horsepower. This is a CVT gearbox. Sometimes people complain about them, that they're noisy when they're hard acceleration. But like, hands up, how many at home actually floor your car from go like that? Probably almost never. But that's where you get the max amount of power. And at the time, yeah, it has to generate engine noise to give you that power. But overall, it's a nice, quiet drive. So anyway, there you have it. If you'd like more information on this car, 086 843 1945. Brian's my name. Give us a shout. And if you're watching on YouTube and there's something that I've missed or something you want to know, let me know in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer your question. Anyway, hopefully the video has been useful. Thanks a million for watching. I appreciate your time.